go.
Aloha out there in cyber world. Welcome back to MJA for another one of our
adventures
and wine tasting. And then whatever else we can think of at the time, right?
Something like that.
First of all, everybody, many mahalos to everybody out there for all the support and love that you give us. Hopefully everybody out there is staying healthy and safe and distancing and masking and all the other stuff that they put us through. Here at MJA, we are doing the same. We're not doing masks while we're doing this, but this is one family. That's why we're not. But when you come into our tasting room, we're marked on the pavement. Everybody's wearing their mask. Everybody's wiping everything down 2,700 times a day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, counters and doorknobs and pens and credit cards and anything else we can think of. Mm-hmm. Anyway, hopefully everybody's having fun with all of this like we are.
That's so much fun.
It is wonderful,
That's
isn't
great.
it? Yes, we're open still, you guys, and we're hopefully going to stay open, but we don't know from day to day, so we're figuring that out. So today, we're going to do some wine tasting.
Yes, we are.
What are we going to do?
I think we're going to drink some bubbles, which are some of my favorites.
You like bubbles?
I do.
Do you like bubbles, Kathy?
I might. I don't know.
Well, you want to do the honors?
Sure.
You want to show them the bottle first?
I would love to show them a bottle of our sparkling rosé.
This is a Russian River Pinot, and it is Yumster. So, you know, I don't think you need a special occasion to drink bubbles. I think you can drink bubbles right after you brush your teeth. You know, I mean, it's just that kind of a...
Look, you do need a special occasion, but every day is a special occasion.
During COVID, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Would you give your lady some, please? That one.
No manners. Oh my goodness.
God almighty, she should have been first.
I'm like, I was just like age before beauty, that's fine.
You gotta excuse him because he's a corner boy. And you know,
get more anyway.
You know, and the corner boy,
Well, the thing is,
no matter.
I can't even say like your mama didn't raise you right, because she did. You just ignored it.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
Cheers.
And salud to everybody in our camera world out there. Wish you could be here with us. What do you think?
It's very floral, but very good.
Floral.
Yeah.
Like parsnips?
Like rose petals.
Like rose petals. Mmm.
With some, what's that fruit?
If I remember before when I tasted it, this had a little bit of strawberry going on.
Yeah, it's definitely got strawberry.
It still does have some. Not as much as it did before. That's,
It's changed.
it's evolved a little bit, and it's really good. Wonderful. Oh God, I could do anything with this wine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just sit back and drink. That's all you need to do.
that's true.
Yeah. Like I used to think of this as like the strawberry shortcake rosé.
Yeah, but it's not any longer. No, this is more of a salmon rosé or a,
I mean, this would pair with strawberry shortcake.
well, what doesn't pair with
Yeah.
strawberry shortcake? So,
Yeah, definitely salmon, but I mean the nose is kind of perfumey now, which is
Yeah.
it is. It's also not as cold as we normally drink it, so it's
I was
good.
about to comment that.
So that's going to bring out a lot more
Flavor.
floral that you wouldn't normally taste if it was just a little bit cooler.
Yeah,
a
we
little colder.
left this out just a little longer than we normally would.
And it
So it
warmed
could be
up
the
it
temperature.
warmed up a little bit, and I suggest this wine a little colder because it's exciting when it's nice and cold, and I mean it's
It's great
a
this.
perfect wine. It is absolutely perfect wine.
Certainly the temperature will change the profile.
Missy, what would you pair this with? Forget the strawberry shortcake for now.
yeah. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like a fruit bowl.
No, not so
Well,
much.
with certain kinds of things like blackberries or what would I pair this with?
You could probably pair
Strawberries.
it with a melon bowl, with different melons
Yeah.
and things.
So what I would be really tempted to do with this one is a brunch, what I call a brunch salad.
Uh-huh.
So like that like mixed lettuce greens tossed in some like balsamic vinaigrette, you know, freshly made with like, you know, the whole mustard corns and all of that, like as part of the vinaigrette dressing, and then some blueberries and fried prosciutto with like a fried egg on top,
Okay,
or salmon.
when can we do that at your place? Quit laughing, I'm serious. Shut up, she just made me hungry.
I know she says these things that are they're kind of cruel in a way.
Very cruel when we're sitting here behind the bar and we can't have any
She
of
has
it.
this elaborate idea,
No.
makes me want it, and
Don't
then,
like it.
and then
No,
you know,
it's not good. By the way, what time did we start?
Oh, I have a timer going. We're 6 minutes in.
Okay,
Yep.
so must have been about 1:10 when we started.
Yep.
Okay, cool, just so I know. I'm just keeping us on track, you guys.
watch, we're gonna release this at the wrong time, and this is gonna create all kinds of confusion.
Does it really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, well, I should ask that.
I know you're not supposed to talk about the time when you record videos like this.
Really?
Yeah.
So, we'll let the cat out of the hat. You know, this is kind of in case Marin is up mining in Oregon video, because we wanted to do a live stream, but sometimes I can't get back on a Wednesday to do it. So we're pre-recording one of these so that if I can't get back, we can use this. You can see my shining face and his lovely face, and we still can talk about wines that we were going to do anyway. So, the truth be known, it is Wednesday the
ninth.
9th when we're recording this.
Yep.
And-
And at this moment we are open, but earlier you talked about being open. When this video is released, it is entirely possible that we could be closed. So take note.
As of today, they closed Napa's indoor wine tasting, indoor restaurant for food and all of that. And their stats in Napa are very similar to ours here in Santa Cruz as far as COVID cases and casualties and things. So, you know, we're just kind of being mindful that we could be next, and if we are, God bless, we'll go back to the old way where you could buy your 4-pack tastings and we can ship wines to you. Yeah. So, but we have patio as I'm speaking, people on the patio as I'm speaking to you right now, and we're still open. So hopefully that lasts a little while.
Yeah. Also, this, like, as it warms up, it almost tastes more banana. Like, yeah. Maybe just keep it dessert oriented, like do like a bananas Foster's with it.
Well, no, I mean you could, but this is also wine, you know, for an hors d'oeuvre plate with the right hors d'oeuvres, it'd be perfect. I would do, you know, when you have little platters with little bits of prosciutto and salamis and whatever, it would work fine with that. And then I like melons and things like that on those plates too, because this would make a nice melon wine,
Look.
especially cantaloupe
You
or.
need a banana split for dessert.
Yes. It looks like we've had a lot of banana splits. I'm going this way, you're going this way. Together we're going to make a giant person.
Well, let's see, I'm preparing for 2020. I'm gonna outlive everybody.
Okay, perfect. If we run out of food, you're good for months.
I know.
Okay, that's cool. Oh my God. Jeez.
I am part of the people that lives.
Yeah. Okay then. Oh. You guys see what I go through on pretty much a daily basis? All right, let's do something else. Can we do something else?
Sure, why not?
This is our 2015 Sangiovese.
That's a very interesting Sangiovese.
How about Montepulciano?
There you go.
Okay then, cazzo duro. This is the Montepulciano. This is the 2015. This one, she is,
Turn his little other way. Here you go. Boom.
she's from Tracy Hills. Oh, is this the other kind way? Right, okay.
Yeah.
This is my lamb stew wine. Do you mind if I pour this wine now? Gee.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to show it to people. That'd be a crime, a travesty, in fact.
It's like, look, we're just doing this so we can get hammered and have an excuse.
See, John wanted to do 12 of these in a row.
Not 12,
you know, and that way we could get nice and hammered, and you wouldn't understand one word we said when we were done with it.
Oh, that, yeah, I kind of did, you know.
So
like 3 of these all in one recording, and we get drunker each time.
This Montepulciano, here's a couple of recipes for you. This is a wonderful Italian style Monty. It would love like a penne margherita with spicy Italian sausage, heavy cheese on the penne, and you would be just in heaven pouring this wine and eating with this wine. From a Croatian standpoint, we would do a leg of lamb in a crock pot with all our veggies and cabbage and potatoes and whatever, and use about a quarter of the bottle in this on a slow cooked 12-hour crock pot.
You want to know something? Like, I would unironically pair this with parsnips. Well, it has like such a nice earthy.
It must be Georgia humor. It has to be Georgia humor. It can't be anything we in California would understand, right? No. Totally, you're laughing with her. Yes.
Because you're talking about like carrots and potatoes and cabbage and all of that, and it's like that's in that same family. It's just a parsnip.
Yeah.
Like it's that.
You guys, this wine is so good.
I think it would pair with a Georgian salad.
You can drink this by itself. You can pair it with anything that looks like tomato sauce. And loves tomato sauce. It fights it cuts through the acidity of tomatoes and just makes it really work well in your palate. It really does. This is phenomenal wine for that. I've been using this wine. We bottled it in 17, I think, late 17.
Yeah.
Something like early 18. And so I've had it for a couple of years, and I've been cooking with it and eating with it, and it's wonderful. I mean, lamb chops, or you can do anything with this. I mean, you really can.
What's some non-Mediterranean food that you would pair this with?
Non-Mediterranean food.
Yeah.
Non-Mediterranean food.
Not Italian, not Croatian, not Spanish, not Portuguese.
Well, that takes out pretty much all the food around the world.
I know, that's why I'm trying to make it an interesting question.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I'd pair this with Alaskan seal meat. How's that for
I don't think you've had Alaskan seal meat.
done in a tomato sauce with lots of onions and garlic and parsnips? And this would be a perfect wine with that. It's a little bit on the fatty side, but you know what? It's cold up there, so you need the fat intake. We would do good in Alaska. We would. Okay.
Just for the first year.
Yeah.
So something that John and I have paired this wine with are burgers. Like this
burgers
is
would
a
be fine.
fantastic burger.
Yeah. I've done it with buffalo burgers especially, and I love buffalo burgers.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. There's very little that you could not make this work with. Meatloaf or, just anything. I like
Reindeer.
Well, venison for sure. No, it's a great big game wine. Venison, elk,
Yeah.
Wild goat, any of that stuff, wild sheep,
Yeah.
I like my seal meat. I thought that was very creative. Yeah, actually I did, with parsnips.
With maybe a side of walrus.
You'd have a very big side. This is, no it isn't.
No, that's not whalebone.
That is whalebone.
That is whalebone?
That's whalebone.
It's not seal bone, that's for sure.
You know what I need? I need a dump bucket, please.
You don't need a dump bucket.
I need a dump bucket.
We want him to drive home safely, John.
Boy, it's hard to get good help these days, isn't it? Oh my God. It's really a challenge. It is. I love the Monty. No, and you guys, will that be on? It's on sale.
So all of the sales.
I'll tell you what, when you see this video and you want this wine, it is on sale at $199 a case while we have it. We don't have a ton of it left. The sale will probably expire by the time this video airs, but if you mention it online, that you saw it online at $199 a case, we will honor that. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Waste not, want not.
That's right.
I knew that. What do we have here? Signature. You might bring it over here so I can pour something in there? Oh. Or do you want to leave it over there so the long arm of the law reaches over and gives...
I like to make you work a little bit.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, you haven't been working for a while, so...
You guys, we make, as far as I'm concerned... You keep interrupting me. This is our 2017 Zinfandel. This one is from...
Turn the label a little bit. Other way. Here we go. All right.
This is from 2017 from South Monterey.
This is the bottom. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it was like turned away.
It's like the angle of repose. Holy crap. Almost every... For a lot of years, we didn't enter any wine competitions until Junior made me start doing it. And every time we enter one of our Zins into a wine competition, we win a gold or a double gold. This one won a gold, I believe, signature. I think it did.
Yeah, I think
did.
so.
Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, I think in New York.
You might be right.
So this is the 17 South Monterey. This is Tommy Nolan's grape. It's also my heritage grape from Croatia. This wine, let me taste it. I haven't tasted it forever. Oh my.
That's good.
Oh my, that's good.
That's going a lot better.
I mean, that tickles your nose. I mean, from the inside out. I mean, it does.
That's got a lot more flavorful and a lot better.
You almost have this underlying cocoa in there.
Yeah.
A little underlying cocoa that hits you way up here, right behind the nose holes.
Hawaiian style cocoa.
Really?
Yeah.
Hawaiian style cocoa?
Hawaiian style.
It's a kind.
Like-
Okay.
It's when we were naming it before, like it was a very well-rounded, full-bodied wine, and now it's like it's so unctuous, like
It's
chewy.
rich and smooth and really, I mean, it fills the whole mouth. You'll taste it everywhere. I mean, you do.
I want to pair this with a stew of some kind, like a really good stew.
You know what I'd pair this with? With a nice baby back rib.
Yeah, that would work
With
too.
a nice barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah.
And I want to slather that sucker all over me with some nice garlic bread. You know? Be just perfect.
That would be very good with
Yeah.
this.
And 5 pounds later, I'm good. You know, I'm good. I'm good with that. Uh-huh.
Hvala.
Hvala lijepo za to. Our Zins in Croatia tend to be, they're not kind to the back of your throat when you taste them. They're really big, they're on the harsh side, they're very full bodied, they are.
Well, they eat a lot of meat over there, so of course they are.
Yeah,
You know, pairs with
anything that they kill. Yeah,
which is everything.
everything. Yeah.
There's like that, what was that pork dish that like Dennis made? Like you tried it too, the pork? It was like
what did he?
it was like a few months ago, like maybe
Yeah.
January or February.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what's that called.
Are you sure it was pork?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't. It was lamb.
Might have been.
I thought it was.
I don't-
It was so salty. Like that's what I remember. It was really good.
So in Croatia, guys, we don't have a lot of beef. We have a milk cow. Most of the families in Bosnia and Herzegovina, where all of our people come from, they'll have a milk cow. When the cow dies, they eat it. You know, or when she dries out and she's not producing milk anymore, then they'll get a new one and they'll kill her and then use all the parts for food. So we have herds of sheep we have shepherds, and most of our hills are real grassy with big boulders in between and stuff, and then the shepherds go up there and take care of the sheep. And this is a lamb wine, and this is what they're in Croatia. The Zinfandel is equal to lamb, period. I mean, that's how they pair them together. So, yeah.
I don't imagine they have a lot of land there that's particularly well suited for beef in large numbers.
No, we do. Down in Vitina, we have a farm. Dad bought some property in Vitina. Vitina is about 10 or 12 miles kind of east of Klobuk, our little town. And Dad bought it. It's all level. It's on a river, kind of like my property in Baker, with the river running right through the middle of it. Plenty of water to irrigate with, and they grow beautiful vegetables and grass and stuff and everything. You could graze anything down there.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's very rich soil. It is, and that's why he bought it, because they were up in the rocks growing tobacco, and their few crops that they were up in the rocks, and he bought that property for them back in the 60s, I think.
Is it still in the family?
It's still in the family, yeah. And they do all their farming down there. There's like a compound down there with 3 or 4 different homes and 3 or 4 different families down there. You know, in our family, we're very Catholic. My grandmother had 14 children, 7 boys and 7 girls. Dad was one of 7. He was the 7th son. Yeah. Oh, there was a sign about it. Anyway, and you know, those days, in the old days, 6 of Bubba's grandmother in Croatia, 6 of Bubba's children were born in a cave because we were still persecuted by the Turks. And being that we were Catholic, we were persecuted. And to go to Mass, this is around the turn of the century, and Dad was born in 2006. He was born actually in a house.
Or in 1906.
In 1906, yeah.
Not
But
2006.
No.
Yeah, keep going.
I would be about, I wasn't even born yet.
I know, you wouldn't look good for your age.
No. I really, this is really hard to deal with.
Anyway, keep going.
Anyway, so I actually went into the cave where Bubba had 6 of her children, and it was kind of hollowed out of the earth, and they had this false front on it that made it look like natural. I mean, it still to this day is there. And when they would practice their religion, they would sneak out about 5 o'clock in the morning and walk up on top of the mountain, and there was a big flat rock up there on Klobuk Mountain, and they would have Mass up there and have communion, and then they all sneak back to their homes. It was tough times. And being that they were all farmers, our main crop up there is tobacco and grapes. They had a lot of kids because they were natural farm workers, you know. So we didn't have an H2A system those days, you know, kind of.
I don't imagine they did.
No, you made your own.
Yeah.
So. And then all the kids that grew up and had families all had 4 or 5 kids each. So people go, "Do you have family in Croatia?" "Yeah, only about 300. Nothing serious." So.
Well, you know, in 23andMe, you have at least 1,500 relatives in the system.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
So this is Givio's Long Life, and this is our 2017 signature Cabernet, and this one is from South Monterey.
You mean Zinfandel?
I mean Zinfandel.
I do have one more suggestion for like a food pairing with this. I mean, we don't have Christoph involved here, so I'm just like, I feel like we have to include some super bougie pairing. Okay, so this has like a really good, spicy, almost fig-like profile to it. And so I'm thinking maybe not using figs, but doing like a stuffed pork chop with dates in the middle, along with gorgonzola, and a little bit of garlic, and maybe rosemary, and like having that all together.
I'd be fine with that.
Frying the outside, doing a little bit of breading, almost like a chicken cordon bleu, but like with pork.
If Mama was still alive, I'd bring a bottle home for Dad and Mom, and I'd ask her to make a big cheese pita, and I'd be eating this with this buttery cheese pita, and it would just melt in your mouth. It would with this wine.
This wine is very deserving of
I mean, this
good meal
this
with
is a gold medal winner. I promise you. There's this Zinfandel, you guys will rock your world. All right. We're going to a couple of cabs now. Cabernet is what we're known for. We started up in Napa Valley, up on Howell Mountain. And for you that may be new that will be viewing us for the first time, a little quick to-do about how we make our wines. Our white wines are Sauvignon Blancs, our Chardonnays. Sauv Blancs are made in stainless steel, and then they are aged another 6 months in a French oak, in a French egg, a concrete egg, which gives us a life expectancy of probably 10 to 12 years on our Sauv Blancs. Our Chardonnays are French made with French oak, 2.5 years. They have a good 10 to 15 year life expectancy. Our Cabernets, our Merlots, let's go to Merlots first, are 3 years in French. Our Cabernets are 3, 4, 5, and 6 years in French oak. So the Merlots have a life expectancy of somewhere around 15 to 20 years, and our Cabs somewhere between 20 and 30 years. So pretty much. Let's say we had a Montepulciano, our Zinfandel. I'd say the Zinfandel's an easy 15-year wine. And the Montepulciano, I would say probably 12 to 15 also. But they will last because we make our wines to last. This is a cab called Amnesia. I cannot remember a damn thing about it, but I think it's really good.
Here we go.
It's in the wrist. This is a very strange year wine. It's our 2015. These are Napa cabs from Calistoga, St. Helena, Conesville, Oak Knoll, and Rutherford. Now, I had ordered like 8 tons of grapes from each one of these places because the drought. Let's talk about drought years. Started in 12, got a little stronger in 13. By 14, the grapes were probably at their pinnacle. They were suffering, but they weren't suffering to where the vines were almost dying. By 15, that happened. So what happened was the vines and the grapes had a little meeting, and they decided that they weren't talking to each other anymore, and the vine said to the grapes, "You're on your own." Well, they were. And the grapes were off about 80%, 75, 80% as an average throughout Napa in production. Most of the grapes were emaciated, they were fairly dry, they had no water. 15 was, if we had gone one more year into 2016, we could have been in serious trouble with our grapes. But by the grace of God, we got a lot of rain in 16, and that changed everything. Anyway, the growers, instead of giving me my 8 tons, they gave me like 2 tons, or 2.5 tons, or 1.5 tons, or whatever. So we ended up with little lots, little barrel lots of these different wines from these different vineyards. And David, our winemaker down here, said, well, you know what, why don't we put them together and make one wine with them and see how they taste? Well, we did. We put it together and we made Amnesia, because I can't remember a damn thing about it, but I know it's really good. What do you think? Did you taste it yet?
I haven't tried it.
Why not? What are you doing? What am I paying
Waiting
you?
for you to
What am I
finish
paying
your
you
speech
for?
here.
I need a little input here and help. What the hell? You know, this is a hot dog to a filet mignon wine. You can pretty much pair it with anything. Great hamburger wine, good hot dog wine, skirt steak wine, pork loin wine. You can just about do anything with it.
Netflix, HBO, Showtime. Hulu, Patio.
Sunset.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bad day.
Well,
Good
that's
day.
COVID-19 day.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect COVID-19 day wine.
Oh, heck yeah. Like you take your COVID picnic down to the beach with a roast beef sandwich and a bottle of this. that's good stuff.
Could I have some barbecue potato chips with it?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
And could I have some kosher dill pickles with it too?
No pickles.
Pickles are not going to pair with this one. What are you
Absolutely.
talking about?
Well, absolutely. When you're eating, shut up. When you're eating roast beef and potato chips, the dill pickle makes it all work.
When you have a pickle and then a bite of sandwich to cleanse your palate, and then some wine, not directly with the.
God, I have to. Jesus, thank God you've never been to New York. They would hate you.
You could do like a more delicate pickle, and I think that would work with this.
No, there's nothing better than a kosher dill. I'm sorry. And a kosher dill with a roast beef sandwich is perfect. With this wine, it will work immensely well.
What about pickled red onion on the roast beef sandwich?
I don't care about that. I'm talking about kosher dill pickles.
He's very passionate, folks.
I love kosher dill pickle.
All right, I'm not going to mess with your.
I must have had a Jewish side back, in my second life or third.
Oy vey.
Oh yeah.
Oy geval.
Oh, that just gets better and better.
Yeah. Like Amnesia, working here for 2 years, it's always been a really good cab, and you just see it continue to grow. And I'm just like, I wonder where that wine will be in 15 years.
I don't know, but it would be fun to find out. And
Yeah.
we made a little bit of this. You guys, this is an Napa cab that should have been, if they were individual vineyards that I had bottled, they'd be up around $100. This one, because of the fact that there were such little lots, they gave us a price reduction on the grapes on this, so we can offer it to you at $58 a bottle. And
$68.
$68 a bottle, yeah. Sorry. Well, close enough. And remember, it's cheaper anyway, so yeah.
This is definitely the crowd pleaser of our red foot.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like when we could do events, people are like, I want a cab, and it's like, if it was going to be a really big event, we have people come in and do a tasting so they can decide which wines they want to do. And uniformly, Amnesia is the winner on that one.
So often I get questions from people that are buying different wines, and the most common question I often get is like, well, I want a cab, but I'm going to pour it for a group of people, but I don't know much about their palate other than like some of them like cabs, but some of them don't like ones that are too dry. And I'm like, you want Amnesia?
Yes.
You want Amnesia?
We recommend this wine probably, especially, a lot of ladies don't like the really big, heavy-duty cabs with that dries you out a little bit. And most of those, if you're eating them with food, they just work so well. But this is one that will work with anything, just hanging out with it. It's a hangout cab as well as a food cab. So, and ladies that don't like the big cabs, perfect wine for you.
It's the wine for every occasion, or no occasion.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is, so with my friends in the South, like I really want to go have a dinner with them, have a skirt steak with some, what is that sauce? The green sauce that you put over a skirt steak a lot of times? Chimichurri, that's it.
Okay.
A little bit of chimichurri with a bottle of Amnesia.
And parsnips.
Well, no, not the parsnips. You have garlic mashed potatoes with this wine. Oh my goodness.
I'm just checking. I mean, I'm just checking. I don't know.
This running joke is gonna place your bets now for how long this is gonna continue.
And until there is no more live streaming at MJA, parsnips will always be center of my focus. So not to worry.
I should go as a parsnip for Halloween.
That might not be hard. That might not be hard.
This is a nice cab.
Oh, one of my faves.
Now, intimidation.
So let's talk about Verticals, you guys. Verticals are touching years from the same vineyard, same grower. This happens to be a Pope Valley, and it is a 2014. It's called Intimidation. Did that work? Mm-hmm. Did that work? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm getting it down. George Shanks, Pope Valley. Pope Valley is northeast of Calistoga and west of Lake Berryessa, northernmost part of Napa Valley, northeasternmost part. George, I've been buying grapes from since 2007 when I met him when I moved up to Napa. And this, I loved his wines. I loved his grapes, and been able to make really wonderful wines ever since. So in the company right now, we have 2012, which is Persuasion. That's Napa Valley from him. We have the 2013, which is French Kiss. We have the 14, which is Intimidation. We have the 15, which is Romance. We have the 16, which is Irresistible. That just won a beautiful gold medal. This one won a gold medal.
That's it.
All of every cab that we have has won a gold medal somewhere in the United States, and we're very proud of it.
Quite frankly, it's getting a little ridiculous. We have so many medals and so many plaques that we're
running out of room
and space here.
Yeah, absolutely, to show them.
We're gonna have to do something in the hallway soon, old man. Otherwise, we're gonna stack medals on top of medals.
So do something about it. Who's stopping you? So this is Intimidation. So you guys, when you're collecting wines, one of the highly collectibles in Cabernets are collecting verticals. So from this one right now, you can do 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. That's 5 verticals, 5 touching years in a row. Remember, these wines have a 25 to 30 year life expectancy. I'm going to be bottling the 17 shortly, and then next year, the 2018. So, collect these in verticals. When you order your wines, say, give me a 12, a 13, 14, 15, however you want to do your verticals, it's fine. This one is the 14. Tell me about this wine, son. Oh, goodness.
Well, it brings me joy, and the more of it I drink, the better I feel.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all we need to know. We're not going to pair it. We're not going to do anything. John has joy with this wine. End of story. End of this session.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh, it has such a nice mouthfeel and then a really dry finish. That's really pleasing.
All the Pope Valley wines are wonderful steak or meat wines. They really are, of any caliber.
This is a Texas barbecue wine.
Oh, it would be fine with a Texas barbecue.
We need to go visit your aunt in Austin again.
You know, we could do Texas barbecue wine, and we could even barbecue some parsnips with a little garlic salt and on there.
Now you're just being gratuitous.
No. I mean, it would. I'm being serious. That would work with your Texas barbecue. It would, but you got to grill them. You can't. You're not mashing them. You're going to grill them.
That sounds really gross. I'm not gonna
Well,
lie.
just give it a try before you get so critical.
Have you ever grilled a parsnip before?
Hell no.
Yeah,
Get the hell out of here.
it's like a potato. Are you gonna grill
Get the hell
a
out of
potato
here.
or a carrot?
Oh,
I'm
my
like
Lord.
that sounds really gross. Yeah.
I'd do a veal chop, a big one, about that thick. I'd have some.
You're not allowed to say that. You're getting in trouble here.
I'd get some garlic mashed, on the side with a little gravy on it. And then I do a little medley of cauliflower and broccoli, kind of done with a little butter sauce over the top of them, down on this side. Yeah, I'm really getting hungry.
Yeah, this is an awful series of conversations to have.
No, it isn't.
I gotta go back to work after this. And
You know, it's
not eat
amazing.
anything.
There are not that many restaurants that offer the veal shank or veal chop. You know, and some of the higher end restaurants around the United States, which may not be here anymore after COVID, would offer that veal chop, and it's one of my favorite cuts of meat. I mean, it's just a perfect cut. It is. It's a, you know, and usually the chops are pretty big and they're real thick, and they have the bone in, which I appreciate. And whew, this wine would be so perfect with that. It would.
Yeah, it does have like a kind of delicate side to it while being very full bodied.
It does. I mean, it almost will fool you because it hits you early on in the mouth feel as really a light little cab, and then all of a sudden as it goes down the tongue and into the throat, you realize how big and full bodied this wine is, and it's true.
Well, I think it's more flavorful than anything. It's got a lot going on.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on? Give me some of your input.
It's definitely bright, fruit forward, cherry, cranberry. It's got almost like a, not quite smoke, like somewhere between like a smoky and a barbecue essence to it, which makes it really sumptuous.
Well, you know, the first 4 parts of that description is pretty much every wine that I ever pour you. You give me the same description, so it works out okay. So it must be consistent in my wine making.
I wasn't even able to continue here because we got the peanut gallery commenting before a man can conclude his
All right,
speech.
so finish your speech.
Well, no, it's too late. You interrupted me.
Oh, so you've lost
Oh
your
my
train of
God.
thought.
Fine.
Well, it's like, it's all of those things that he just said, plus there's like this undercurrent of other flavors of like, almost like a little bit of plum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There has a little plum back there.
Yeah.
There
More
is.
on the finish than on what you initially get.
yeah. And
Oh God, this is.
It's got a light, dry finish though.
yeah, but there's like a little bit of spiciness to the finish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's, I'm trying to pinpoint it. It's somewhere in the family of like nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, but it's not any of those.
Yeah, it's got some kind of a spice going on.
So for you guys that don't know, we have basically 3 winemakers. We have Rob Lloyd is our head winemaker up in Napa. He's been with me since 2012. Robbie started with Rob Bauer, and he's been with us now for 12 years or so. He groomed one of my guys from Hawaii, David Middleton, and taught him for about 6 years up there before he came down here with me. And David makes more of the DaVine cellars, but bottles and takes care of all the wines that are in this cellar, along with Preston Fidel. And Preston is our kindred from the Big Island.
My next door neighbor, brah.
Forever. And Preston is our assistant winemaker down here who's done marvelous things taking care of the wines. David lives up in Washington, so really most of the time it's Preston down here overseeing a lot of the wines that we do down here. So yeah, kudos to all 3 of those guys. They keep our wines consistent. They keep our wines wonderful. And you know, the old guy here gets surprised every time he opens a new bottle on a new wine we just bottled, and I go, oh, I didn't think it could get any better, and it is. So
Well, the metal should be a clue.
yeah, they are. You had to throw that in, right?
Just a little.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, it only took me 10 years.
You
to
guys,
convince
you know, our cabs are at Santa Cruz prices, but they're, I think, compete with anything in Napa Valley, and we're usually half their price, and when you're in the wine club, it's even less than half their price. That's why our wine club is so important, because our feature is Cabernet. We make 15 different cabs. It's my favorite wine. We make a lot of it, and a lot of different ones from a lot of different regions that will hit your palate so many different ways. There's not a cab you can't pair with something. So I encourage everybody out there, think about our wine club if you're not an already member.
And if you got a good friend who likes good wine, sign them up too, or tell them about our wine club. Got some great benefits out there for everyone. Not just free tastings, but we start you off with a free half pound of our 100% Kona coffee. Under normal circumstances, we throw all kinds of events for you and movie nights, but that's been postponed due to COVID. But hopefully sometime soon we'll get back to normal.
We're hoping someday. We want to, probably time to start our closing here.
Yeah, I do have one other comment about joining our wine club, in that we can ship to most states in the United States. The only ones we can't are Utah and South Dakota. Hawaii people, you're going to be paying a little extra, but you know what? It's totally worth it still. And my big note to everyone who's outside of California looking to get wine shipped, you know, there's a conversation of, is it worth it? And it's like, well, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
I grew up in the South. I lived in DC for a year. I've seen a lot of different wines. It's something I got into before I came out to California. And I have to say, it is very, very, very hard to get those high quality wines at the kind of prices that we offer outside of California.
Absolutely.
And the shipping costs, totally worth it. Order a case, divide it up between each bottle, and you know what? You got a perfect set of wines to enjoy, like on your holidays, for your birthdays, for any special occasion.
That's well done, young lady. You know, East Coast people, I've been to your East Coast. I've tasted your wines. If they're not French, most of the stuff you get from California are those labels that are, they're number 4 or 5 labels from the big names that you get. And those wines have no life expectancy and no aging going on. These are in a different class, you guys. Trust me. When I tell you these wines will last 30 years, they will last 30 years. We take a lot of loving care with our wines. This is our barrel room here. This is where we store our wines for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and 6 years. It's not about profit, it's about love. And that's what we do with our wines. We make our wines with a lot of love going on. At that juncture, I want to say to everybody, thank you for the love that we feel from you out there that have supported us through all this COVID crisis that we've been through. Without you, our doors wouldn't be open. I promise you, they wouldn't. You guys have supported us. We continue to offer specials every week that hopefully that helps you guys and keeps you drinking and keeps you coming back to MJA. Thank you for all the love and support and help. Stay safe, wear the damn mask, distance, and come back and visit us next week. Aloha, malo,
Thank you, guys.
mahalo nui loa.